All right, Jones, how you gonna find that statue and all this junk? Poor Marcus. He thought this was a Maasai warrior. It's a stone carving of Shiva. It's a medieval gargoyle, or a good imitation. That's the second time Kerner slipped away.
Apologies, that's the only commercial we got. That's as good as it got. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Play Retro, where we talk about retro video games. I'm Scott Johnson, one of your hosts. And look, I needed to figure out what happened to Atlantis. It was really important to me. No, not the Stargate one, but the real one, the one with all the fish people. Who better than Indiana Colts, 500, Jones, to do it? With my point and my click, we might just pull this off. Take that, other games of the era. This one is for keeps.
We named our football team Indiana, and I'm your other host, Brian Dunaway, and I am ready to verb and punch me some Nazis, solve ancient puzzles with a slide rule, and scream, "It belongs in a museum!" more times than is socially acceptable, which is like maybe twice. You have chosen poorly.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I think this week was chosen very well. We have chosen wellly. No, we have chosen properly.
We have chosen properly because Father's Day was just a few days ago, and Fathom Events, who occasionally brings old movies back to the big screen, brought Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is going to be part of our discussion today. And you can still see it all the way up until the 18th, which is tomorrow for those listening right now.
Some people think that this Fate of Atlantis business should be filmified. They ought to go ahead and make it a full movie. It's that beloved by gamers.
People sometimes call it they say it's the fourth Indiana Jones movie, totally bypassing the fact that there was two more after three.
Well, that's because
we won't talk about that.
Because Skull sucked. Crystal Skull can eat a turd.
Which is interesting because we're going to get into it. But I'm curious, after seeing this week's use of aliens in this storyline, was it the aliens that bothered you in the Crystal Skull, or was it something else?
They
was
did,
but
it's a lot of things. LaBouffe, the writing, the pacing, just the feel of it was off. It just didn't feel like a proper Indiana Jones thing, and I think doing alien tech was a mistake. For some reason, though, when you pull that stuff out and do it in a game form, I'm more forgiving. So maybe it wouldn't translate very well to a film, but I don't mind stuff like that. And yes, the fridge was stupid, KT Data. The fridge was so stupid that they really lost me in the first 5 minutes of that movie after the fridge thing? It's terrible.
I was fine with it. It didn't bother me. What about a comic book? Would you be interested in a comic book?
Let me see what you got there.
How about Dark Horse Comics did their 4-issue run of Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis.
Where'd you get a hold of that? Do you have to buy that special?
I ordered it off Amazon and sent it to the wrong friend's house. No, I'm just kidding. No, I got it off eBay.
You'll have to hear our pre-show to understand what the hell happened there. But no, that's cool. I love that. That's in really good shape, too. Looks nice.
It was in really good shape and fairly affordable. And I'm thinking about ordering the other 3 because I sat down today at the coffee shop and enjoyed myself from Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis, and totally did not have people looking at me like, what is this dude doing reading? What is that? Print media? What is that?
Well, What's that guy got? Let me ask you this. I think bookstores coffee shops are fine for a bunch of things that you can do besides just drinking coffee. I think having a computer there and doing tic-tacky work, that's cool. I think if you have your phone out and you're sort of doing stuff on there while you're sipping on your coffee, that's acceptable, looks right, feels right. And I also think that headphones are appropriate. All that stuff's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like people get like if you pull out like a video game device. Have you ever seen that?
I do occasionally. I will take a handheld with me, and I wouldn't say I get looks, but there's usually questions. So I'm not sure if they're like, are they jealous? Because you see a lot of quote unquote professionals in wheelings and dealings. Because coffee's a nice quick meeting, right? It's like we should have pastries and coffee and discuss our future plans and investments. That makes sense, right? But then when you come in with like a game machine, you're like, what are you doing here, dude?
Pull out your PSP looking like some kind of junior high goth kid, with his PSP. I don't know. I think about that sometimes because that's what I do. Last time I was in a coffee shop by myself, I was on my lonesome. Guess what I did? I yanked out an Ambernick and I played I don't know, couple of missions in the Minish Cap.
Same.
Yeah.
I didn't do Minish Cap, but I did the same. What was it? I think I played our Play Retro game, whatever it was that week. It's within walking distance, so I'll have to go down there just to get a minute, away from everybody else and everything. And I sit in a little corner table and I just, pretend like I'm in public.
The Wraith86 in the chat says, don't take your full desktop PC to the coffee shop. I've seen people do that before. It's obnoxious. I've seen it. I've definitely
never
seen
seen
it.
anybody do that. So like, okay. But see, when you say that, I'm thinking like old school, Pentium 2 big beige machine. But I guess you're probably talking about something like something a little less
like a Falcon
obnoxious.
Northwest, but still a tower, still kind of big.
Yeah.
A monitor, separate monitor, keyboard, mouse, bunch of cables. Like it's still too
what
much.
It tells me? That just tells me you can't afford a laptop. That's all it tells me.
I think it tells me you're desperate to find someone else to play, I don't know, Fortnite together or whatever you're going to. Actually, you don't even do that anymore. Y'all play online. Why are you going to a coffee shop with a gaming PC? What are you doing in there?
I do like going to a coffee shop, though. There is something non-offensive about the aroma typically, because it's all, if you like coffee, that is. I like coffee, so
Sure.
I guess
I like the smell of a coffee shop, but I don't like coffee itself, so it's kind of a weird mix for me.
And people are typically like reverent. It reminds me of bookstores, which I guess the reason why bookstores typically have coffee shops in them as well, because people are usually very respectful. They're doing something, they're focused in, or they're grabbing their coffee and leaving. They're not like eating. Like eateries, oh my God.
That's the worst.
You can't hear yourself talk.
No, and you always feel a little bit rushed in there, like you can't be there very long. So you setting up shop with a notebook, an iPad, and 2 phones is probably a bad idea at a Denny's or something. But if you do it at a coffee shop, I think that's all fine. I just think it starts to get weird when you have either too much stuff with you or a grown adult ass man like myself shows up with a little handheld machine playing old games on it.
Or some old dude walks in and it's got, this on the front side, Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis on the back. You're like, what is big game? What is that advertisement from 1990? With the Hunt Begins, March 1991? What is that?
Well, you got the Predator on there. You got
what is he even doing right now?
Oh, I watched that new Predator thing, by the way. Killer of Killers on Hulu.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's cool.
I want to see it. I haven't watched it yet.
It's so
I'm
cool.
down.
There's a reason it's now the highest rated Predator film ever rated on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Highest.
I can't wait to watch it. I don't feel like we covered everything, though. If the listeners have something that they do at the coffee shops that we're not thinking of, let us know. Because I would.
Unless
I'm
it's something
curious.
weird like whip your wiener out or something like that. Don't tell us about that.
Well,
we
you
assume.
can tell us. We'll just delete that. I mean.
Well, we also assume there's a few of you. We always know there's some. But don't be doing that in public, please.
No.
Keep that to yourself at home.
Yeah, keep that in the bun.
Yeah, the Wraith says you just drink coffee there. Well, yeah, some people. But I just feels like if you're just sitting there drinking coffee.
What are you doing sitting there?
Got
the big giant cup.
Going, just staring out the window. A very odd thing, right?
Yeah. That may be the most disturbing thing I've heard anyone not do anything, just drink coffee. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust somebody in a coffee shop who's just drinking coffee.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to think about that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I may go to one tomorrow now that you got me all in the mood for this. I may go to a shop and just chill and hang out. My wife's out of town. I can just get some thinking done. Maybe a sketchbook. I think that's perfect. Oh, there's one. Sketchbook. Take a sketchbook. Do that.
I do that often. And so I stopped doing that because there's always looky-loos. It always attracts somebody who has to have a conversation. Yeah. And which is, I don't mind, but also it's like, well, when I leave, I'm like, well, I didn't draw a damn thing. I drew about 3 circles, and then somebody, oh, you drawing something there? What you drawing? Can you see that stuff in your sketchbook? And
you really need to have a plan. If you don't have a plan to just kind of big fat headphones that tell everyone's hands off, don't talk to me.
Back off.
Yeah, you got to do stuff like that, or else
you got to draw in your face tattoo before you leave that morning.
Yeah. Little Sharpie mustache on your way out. Not Hitler though. Don't be doing that.
Not Hitler.
That'll get you in
That's
trouble.
Charlie Chaplin.
Oh yeah, it's a Chaplin. When someone asks,
hey, look at you bringing it back around. It's all about the Nazis.
It's all about the Nazis. Hey, another thing I wanted to say was I got a Switch 2. I've had it for a couple weeks. I beat Super Mario Odyssey again. This is now the second time I've beat that game.
Oh, so you loaded it up on your Switch 2 this time around.
I did.
So it was a lot different experience, right?
Well, in some ways it was. It performs the previous Switch had capped out at 30 frames per second. It wasn't great. It was okay, but it was all right.
People complained about that. I remember that.
Yeah, it was a problem.
Yeah.
Like the latest Zelda was even worse. It would dip to like 20 in some places and stuff like that. The old Switch was just not up to the task in some of those ways. But this new one is much faster, and Odyssey played like butter. It was silky smooth. 120 refresh rate, freaking smooth.
Wow.
It was real nice. And I had a ball on there, played it all the way through, forgot what a great game that is. And I even made some video of some of it. I got very frustrated at the tail end of it. Yeah, I started it from the beginning. The Wraith asked in the chat was from the very beginning. Absolutely. Because I was a dipshit, and the way I moved my account around lost my save. So I didn't have a save to go to anyway. So I started from scratch, played all the way through the game, beat it. Got a ton of side content, but now I'm faced with like, do I want to go get all those extra moons and do all that little end game business? Probably. I'll probably do it.
Yeah, probably.
We'll see.
I mean, why not?
We'll see. Oh, it looks like time-lapse photography, like the sun is going down on your photo here, or on your image. Look at that. Day, night. Brian, what are you showing me here? What is this? Can you put a penny in it? That's the question.
Unfortunately, I didn't mean to show it to you. I pulled up OBS and I said, well, I'll just bring up the studio mode. That way he won't be to see, and then I'll just preview it. But apparently it doesn't work in the virtual cam the way I thought it was. So I probably just said something differently. But I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation. Yours was pretty cool.
Well, only one last thing to say about it. Yeah. Do you remember that part when you play in Odyssey, you'd go through like a pipe, and the pipe would be kind of pixelated or kind of Minecrafty, and it would take you into a 2D original Super Mario Brothers side-scrolling sequence.
Yes.
I'd kind of forgotten about those just because, I don't know, I just did. There are some brilliant ones in there. So good. Such a great use of the retro in the modern in that game.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't even care if this is controversial. It probably isn't.
Uh-oh. Controversial not.
I think Odyssey is the greatest Mario game they ever made. And I felt that way the first time. This reinforces it. There's nothing quite like it in terms of just being a joy to play.
Right.
But the discovery is crazy. It goes back to the Super Mario 64 roots of what is this place? What am I going to find here? There's a hidden star. What? And this just amplifies all that stuff 100 times over. I love that frickin' game. It is so good.
Well, you play how many hours to beat? How long to beat?
Good question. So
15, 16 hours?
Probably
100?
Close to 20.
20.
Yeah,
sounds about right. Plus, you've already done it, so you probably got a little stuff you can run through faster.
Yeah, and there's things I saw this time that I had no idea were there the first time. No idea. Like, it's the same game. It's my exact same purchase. I just had no idea. There's like an area I would bump into and go, what the frick is this? And I would spend like 2 hours in a place I'd never seen before and got like, awesome amount of stuff out of it. So I'm really feeling the itch to go and unlock all the outfits, which you can pay with gold, or the special per zone outfits you pay with the zone currencies, and you just got to collect them. It's none of this is, it's not like microtransactions. You just go do the job and get the shit, and then you can buy the things. And I might do it.
So you describe stuff the best of anybody I know. You got to do the things, you get the shit, and you do the things, and
then you buy the stuff.
Bippity boppity boop.
Yep. Bim bam boom. Bob's your uncle. Exactly.
Bippity boppity.
So why am I looking at a Neo Geo Pocket? I'm blown away by this. What is happening here?
Oh, look at this. It's a Neo Geo Pocket, which I never had when I was growing up, but man, they sold them at EB Games for $69.99, dude. Yeah. And it was Father's Day, as I said, and we was on that trip. Did we say that in pre-show or we talked about it? Anyway, we went Father's Day. I was like,
it was pre-show. Yeah. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. So I went up to the Anderson Mall, which is just up the road from us, into a place called the Game Cache. And there, my good friend Joe was in there, and he was trying to sell me something. No, it wasn't at all. Actually, he was trying to do his job, and I was pestering him. Hey, Joe. Hey, what you got? And he showed me a couple of things.
Did you say it like that? Did you go, hey, Joe? Like that?
Yeah, he don't know who I am. Okay. Why not? I could talk however I want to. He don't know where I'm from. Yeah. I could be from anywhere. Sure. Where are you from, sir? I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, Joe, what do you know? And so he was doing some stuff, and I saw him behind him while he was talking. He was like, you know how it is. I don't really listen, right, Scott? I mean, I don't really listen at all.
Not really.
And so he's talking about Gundam that I built. Gum. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so I saw behind him the red P logo with the little green things, that like little spiral P thing that says, basically, look, this is a Neo Geo Pocket.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pocket logo.
Yeah, a little P.
And Yeah, I knew I recognized it before, and I was like, what I was looking at was a case. It was a carrying case for it. And I'm like, oh, what is that, Joe?
Yeah.
And he says, oh, here you go. Before he even showed me the price tag, you could tell it was an embarrassment of price before he even showed it to me. He's like, before I show you the price, just know this is, it's collectible. And I was like, okay, cool. $140 for the carrying case.
Ew.
And he thought I was going to freak out. I was like, yeah, I can see that. I mean, I fiddled around. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it.
That's
I said,
a lot,
but
though. Jeez.
it really was. And he said, yeah, and we had the Neo Geo Pocket back here. I'm like, what? And he showed me the Neo Geo Pocket and a stack of games. And I was like, cool. And then I was like, well, how much? And he said a price. And I was like, ooh, let me go down the mall and talk to my fiance because I need to step away for a minute because I don't need just to buy this thing.
Yeah.
Because that would be foolish, which you already seen the end of the story.
Did you feel the temptation at that moment to pick that up, to grab it and go?
He kept putting games in it and handing it to me to play, and I kept falling more and more in love with it because it's got this clicky. It's got these. Oh, let me do this. Let me let you hear the clickiness.
Yeah, let's hear some click.
I'm gonna bring you room mic. You okay with that?
Yeah, go ahead. Room mic. Brian. We're following Brian. Here we go. Wonder if I can even hear it. Yeah, I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Yeah, you have to hold it next to your mic, I think, for us to hear it. Here, put it up.
Oh,
put it up by it so I can hear it for a second.
I know what's going on.
What?
Let me switch my source.
Oh.
Because I got too many filters on this, maybe?
I don't know. You sound great right now. Don't change too much.
Can you hear
I can hear that kind of, yeah. I hear deep, 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 deep.
Yeah, that's crap. I have my other microphone set up, but apparently it's not piping through this thing.
Oh.
So, well, let me see if I can turn it way up. Anyway, there's a bunch of clicky noises.
All right.
You can watch me click it. Click it, click it, click it, click, click.
So
look at that, it clicks.
That was a cool thing about all the Neo Geo hardware back then is they had a really good clicky industrial feel to everything.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that until I got it. And it works really good with fight games and stuff. And boy, it was standing up earlier. Now it's just going to fall down. That's fine. Top cam.
Chat wants to know if that has a color screen or is that not color screen, but a back screen or not, like a backlight.
Oh, it does not.
Okay,
it does not have a backlight. There are kits that you can get to replace it and put a backlight in it, but I'm not interested. So it's kind of hard to see on screen, but in real life, it's very reflective. I mean, you just get underneath a regular light, and the screen looks amazing. It is in color. The only game I got was King of Fighters with it, and it was it is black and white, so it's just a regular pocket and not the color version.
Which King of Fighters? The original King of Fighters must be.
The original King of Fighters. Okay. Actually, that looks better. Why did I just put it in this camera? This actually looks pretty good here. Jesus,
yeah,
Jesus, I'm over here struggling with rear cam when I could just show you right here. But see, as you can tell, it's got a nice little menu screen. It's got these nice little boppity music, which you can't hear, but trust me, it is there. Anyway, Audra came back, and we were running late on time to get back home, and so she just said, here, let me buy it for you. And I was like, I'm just not sure about that. I need to wheel and deal some. And she's like, nope. And I'm like, okay, let's go.
Oh, wow.
And so now I got a prize out of that. So there you go. Significant others who support their foolish significant others hobbies and
their terrible habits, their awful proclivities, right?
That's right.
For Brian, it's buying a bunch of retro hardware. For me, what is mine? Mine might be just all of it. Anything game related, I just get so jazzed about it. I can't help it.
Yeah. I'm also I like all games. You probably just think I only do retro stuff, but that's only because I missed out on so much gaming that I am trying to go back through, and the bad side effect of that is I'm missing so much current gaming doing that.
Yeah, you're cramming. Yeah.
It's ridiculous because you don't think about how much gaming you missed, because if you were like me, you probably only had 10, 15 titles for each console, and most consoles have hundreds of titles. So that means we had dinner, every generation you're missing.
We had dinner with KT Data and his speaking of significant others.
Oh my gosh,
Rose
KT
Kitty.
Data is awesome.
He's great, but the reason I bring him up is he's like you in this way, maybe worse.
Yeah,
like I think he's got about like 15 Switches in his house, and
we talk all the time. Yeah,
that guy's. I don't want to call him a gamer pack rat, but I admire his gusto. It's fun.
Well, that's what I told him when I was looking at this. I was like, I don't know, Joe, because I don't buy things to collect them. And all I see here in this box, all I see about this box is $150 box, because that's basically the price difference between how much it cost in a box and how much it just cost.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of little storage containers I can put this Neo Geo in. I don't even really care about this box, especially at that price.
Yeah.
So I'm not a collector. I'm a hoarder, like you said. I think it's probably
Is that $69 tag on it? Is that the original price for that thing? Is that what that
So
costs?
I talked to some people this past week, and I'm trying to remember who told me exactly. Look in Discord again, but they said that EB Games, these would, I think it was Med, these things went down to like $40, and they had like four games at a time. Like you'd have like a blister pack of 4 games you could pick up. So this is probably before the end of this at $69.99, if I had to guess.
You know what I need to do? Does this place that you go to, do they have like stock on all kinds of used games? Like it is a used game store?
Oh my God. So the owner, Trey.
Yeah.
And my new best buddy, Joe.
Joe and Trey. Joe and Trey sound like a real trouble, those two, at the mall.
You should. So it's called the Game Cache in Anderson. They'll be at the Southeast Game Convention coming up this next month, and I'm going to try to make it as well. If you're down this way, let me know. And yes, they have all kinds of stuff from, modern stuff. I mean, they got PS5s in there, but then they also got stuff that goes all the way back. I saw an Atari Pong on the floor. That's probably the biggest issue with the Game Cache. It is just the sheer volume of stuff they have not finished cataloging yet.
Oh.
They've got like, tables and floor just filled with old stuff. And Trey works on them apparently.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he's just got a backlog of stuff. And boy, if you just want to go in there and just mill around and go, oh, Jesus.
Sounds nice.
The problem is not, will I find something? The problem is, can I just find one something and get out of here?
I'm trying to find, the reason I'm asking, I'm trying to find a good used cartridge place for a couple of Fire Emblem games I missed in the Switch 1 library. And I want to play those on the Switch 2, but I don't want to go just pay, Nintendo's $69 premium for them. I want to see if I can find them used somewhere. So I'm going to try to find a place like that around here, see what I can do.
If you give me titles next time I go up that way, I'll see what I can do.
We'll see what we can do, and then maybe you can accidentally ship it to Chicago when you're done. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's right. Well, see, I'm definitely going to I'm almost 100% positive I'm going to the Southeast Game Exchange this next month.
Where is that? Where are they doing that? Is it in?
That's about an hour up the road. It's still in South Carolina.
Oh, hell yeah, you should go to that.
Yeah. And that problem is, of course, I think last year, I just bought something from Game Cache. I mean, I could have just went to Anderson because that's why I bought the Sega Master System. And I was just like, I could have just done that. It's just so much stuff.
Yeah.
It's just so much stuff.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's so much.
Yeah. I don't know why I want those two. I think there's 2 Fire Emblems for this current, or for the last gen of Switch that I just didn't get. And I normally am a giant buy it day one Fire Emblem guy. But I just didn't, and now the word is those things perform extremely well on the new hardware, and I just kind of want to get them. But I don't want to go spend $60 a piece. No, sir, I don't.
Yeah. No, sure.
And I don't want to get scammed by some key site. So F that. And also, Nintendo seems like they're really watching out for stuff. Oh, I have a beef. We like our friends at 8-Bit Do, right? We're like them. They're cool.
Yeah.
This controller here, which I bought not too long ago, this was also for the Nintendo at the time because we were like trying to get 8 people or something playing on that thing. And I picked up the 8-Bit Do SN30 Pro Plus. This was pretty new at the time, USB-C connector.
Love it.
Laid out like a proper Nintendo controller. Got the dual sticks. And then the right layout of buttons. You got the Y, X, and the BA in the order that Nintendo does stuff. So, my daughter's calling me. She knows I'm on the air. This is awesome, and I've really liked it. But all of the 8-Bit Do controllers not bricked, but wouldn't work on the Switch 2. The ones that were designed for Switch 2 just didn't work, and so they had to issue some firmware. Not a problem. Happy to do firmware. I go look for the firmware. I find a downloader. I find it in there. I go to do it. They haven't updated this one model. I'm okay, fine. I'll wait until they do that one.
Yeah.
Then I find out, because they have some newer Pro 2 Plus,
that's right,
that they're not going to go back and support this one.
That's right.
That makes me mad. And I love 8-Bit Do.
Legacy hardware.
But it's annoying. This isn't even that old, dude. This is not that old. Lame.
I know.
Lame.
I agreed.
I'm mad. I'm mad about it. I want to chew them out.
I don't blame you. But I don't blame you. That is very frustrating. Is there? So I am curious. Like usually when this happens with the bigger companies, you have a community uprising. And there's like, we'll just make our own firmware. We'll reverse engineer this bad boy. I wonder if there's enough people out there excited about that to.
Well,
to make it happen.
there's definitely people in the Reddit mad, but who knows what needle
mad
that
enough
moves.
to do something about it.
Yeah, I don't think it moves the needle much anymore. You know what I mean?
Ooh, they just want to complain.
So I was thinking but then I would say, well, Scott, you just go get the newest, latest thing, the Pro 2 from 8-bit 2, and I'm like, but this is a perfectly working thing.
Yeah.
Everything else I use it on works fine. Switch uses it, PCs, Macs, all of it connects just fine. This is a fine controller. It's barely, if I'm honest, I've barely used it. I want to use it again. Doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm mad at Nintendo and I'm mad at 8-bit Do for saying, yeah, we'll firmware everything but the one you have. F off. Makes me mad. Anyway, it is what it is. I've never said
need a segment.
I've never had beef with 8-bit Do before today. It's the first time.
Oh
I've had
yeah,
beef.
I have had I have a couple of controllers that are now legacy. So yeah, I've also have a bunch that are not legacy. So I've run into that frustration too. But I also have close to 60 controllers. So I only can muster up so much anger.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Right?
I get you.
It's like, oh.
Also, like we were saying pre-show, we only have so much energy for so much beef. We gotta control our beef. We can't have beef for everything. Control the beef. And who's going to control the beef if we don't control the beef?
Yeah.
The beef grow
not Arby's.
No, Arby's not. They have the meats. By the way, can I have some beef with Arby's real quick just because you brought it
absolutely.
up?
Cheesy beef? Yeah.
Here's the problem. That food there has not changed in 112 years or however long they've been around. It's the same crappy thing.
Since they wore the big roast beef hat, you mean?
Yeah. And it's okay that it's what it is because that's what I'm going there for a roast beef thing. I like the gooey junk on it. I like some horsey sauce. All that stuff's fine. Great. Yeah. It's good throwaway food. They used to have the 5 for $5 deal where you could get 5 of them roast beef sandwiches for $5. That's great. That place is so expensive now for the same or worse food. So I go in there the other day thinking, well, this is going to be okay. I'll be able to get a combo that'll take me home. And by the time I was done, I had spent $26 on not good food of any sort. Yeah. You couldn't define any of it as good or good for me or even tasting that great. And I could have gone to some nice place and gotten real food for less money than I got at the Arby's. So they got the meats and they got the cheats. Okay.
Yeah. It's funny that it's funny how fast food in America specifically, can't speak outside of America, but it seems like the price difference between fast food and sit down place is so much more narrow than it used to be. Like you used to couldn't even think about it. Well, you go to Arby's, get a 5 for $5, and then if you want to go to Red Lobster or something, you might as well hang it up because that's like 10, 15 times more expensive to go to someplace in comparison. Now it's like
it's not true anymore.
That different.
No,
not that different.
In some places, in some ways, it's less. There's Korean barbecue places near me that will charge me less than that cost me, and that was all you can eat at these barbecue places. Then it cost me to go to Arby's one trip, and I didn't feel like ass after I ate that. Freaking F Arby's, man. I don't want to hate on these places, but geez, what a rip.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm with you.
Rip in the pants.
I'm with you.
Rip in the pants.
I rip my pants.
That's right. I'm looking on 8-bit Deuce site, and they've got a reasonable replacement for this controller.
Right.
But how do I know that'll be supported in a year?
It won't.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
It really bothers me. You know what I mean?
It does.
Just go a little bit. You want to keep I have some pretty undying devotion to them. You want to keep that going? You make make this right.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be different if it was like, I feel like 8-bit Do is more like a boutique, right? It's like but you made this. I would expect you to support the thing you made. Like if this was Nintendo, they'd be like, oh, we can't just go support everything we ever made. I mean, we got new projects going on. We don't have time for that. But it's you got your little guys in there. I don't know. It feels a little feels a little disingenuous that they can't jam it. And maybe it's a memory problem. I don't know. Maybe there's a specific reason.
I don't know. They did some ones.
I like to know though.
They did updates on the firmware to some older builds. It's an older model, so why aren't they not? They just aren't going to do this one. Maybe they still will. I don't know, dude. I'm set.
How about you just tell me why you can't do it?
yeah, you big jerk.
Then I don't have to be. Then I don't have to pretend. That's if you will not give me a reason why, I'm going to go with the most cynical reason in my head. That's what I do.
That's where I'm at.
What we all do.
That's where I'm at. So I don't know. I'm on the hunt for what the best thing is now, because none of these. I have two of these. One is a darker one. One is this cool Famicom colored one. Neither of them work because apparently they're just shit.
And now it's just trash.
Now it's just broken in half.
Take that.
No, it's a 2-part controller. Enjoy. It's like Joy-Cons.
Right.
All right, we're going to get into what we played here, or what we talked about this week, what we discovered, what we dug into, because there's really some meat on this bone, and it's going to be fun to talk about. So sit back and relax while we talk about Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis.
Shall we play a game?
Brian, I don't know how familiar you might be with the Fate of Atlantis video game. I know a lot more this week than you were prior to this, but that is our subject of the day.
I never played either of I never played either of the Indiana Jones Scum games, nor the action games that we'll talk about a little later that blew my mind.
Yeah, did not know those existed. I knew the other two did. I did not know about this action stuff. That was still a little bit of a mystery to me, and also extremely rare. Nobody knows about this shit.
Yeah.
So we learned some things that you guys are going to find out for the first time. But we are talking first about, so let's actually start where it all began, because a lot of people are like, oh, all right, Fate of Atlantis, let's go. No, that's not where it starts. It starts in 1989 with a video game called Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, graphic adventure.
Yeah.
You know?
The graphic adventure, baby.
Yeah, it's where they really get going with the graphics and the whatnot. This came out for the MS-DOS, Amiga, Atari ST, Macintosh FM Towns, and Amiga CD TV platforms. It's actually pretty wide array.
Yeah, those latter were much later on, but still, they finally got here.
Yeah, they finally got them. And it was, in essence, a point-and-click adventure that was pretty close in following the plot of the 1989 film Last Crusade with Sean Connery and You Have Chosen Poorly and all that shit.
Yeah.
And, you got to infiltrate Castle Brunwald. You got to outwit Nazis. You got puzzles. You got all that kind of stuff. And you can punch Nazis, which I like a lot. Big fan.
I was surprised at the amount of punching that this Scum game from Lucasfilm Games allowed you to do. They put a little adventure in this graphic adventure.
They did. Look at that. And there's Indiana Jones right now being all wet. I love that.
Yeah.
He's in the rain.
And the audio is great too. I don't know if you can hear it or not. This is MS-DOS early on. This is not what we would get later on, which are the talkies. There was no real Indiana Jones Last Crusade talkie.
Yeah, you got this right here, which is actually right here. Nothing.
We got some sloshing.
Here we go. Let's get to somewhere where there's some actual audio.
It's very little.
Oh, there he's walking. Yeah, walking outside. See if you can talk to somebody. Come on, Andy.
A little music at the beginning.
Yeah, it's early days, so you're not going to get a lot of stuff here.
Most of us probably, well, not most of us. A few of us still probably just had computer speakers.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You didn't have your ad lib. Yeah.
I do. I mean, the best I had in '89. Oh my gosh, let me think about that.
Right.
I may have still been milking the old Atari Apple II. Or no, Atari Apple II.
Atari Apple II, I don't know what it is, but I want one.
The Apple IIe is what I was trying to get out of my face.
There you go. Yeah.
So I think we hadn't quite moved on yet, but I remember seeing this game, and I think I played it at a convention-y type place, like a home computer expo.
Makes sense, yeah.
Played that for a bit, but even then they didn't have a lot of audio stuff. It was just kind of what it was, and you heard a lot of beeps and boops, and that's the way most of the audio
you get is like in the beginning, like when there's like a train scene that opens up, throws all the credits, and they're very cinematic, just like the Last Crusade movie. Mm-hmm. Did we talk about it pre-show? We talked about it here with the Fathom events released in the Last Crusade.
Oh yeah. It's pretty cool. By the way,
bring it back.
They're doing that. Yeah,
that's way cool. Yeah. But yeah, I never played either of these. And I got into this one last because I wanted to play Fate of Atlantis to close to completion as I could, because I knew that this one was well received, but not as well remembered, because it follows the story of the movie. So I mean, you hit all the little story beats. You got to go rescue Dad. All the story elements you get are pretty much in line with the film. And they did gamify so one of the most gamified parts of the movie is when Indy kind of goes against the challenges when he's in when he's there for the cup, right? When he's in so that's where the challenges are. The pensionate man, you gotta duck, you gotta figure out the floor puzzles based on Dad's book, his journal, which you have here as well. You have a little journal with shapes and symbols, primarily to solve that one puzzle, and also so you can play the game, because there's a challenge at the top. These are floppy disk, Scott. You put these in,
baby,
with the floppy disk,
3.5 inches back then. Well, no, it'd have been 5.25 actually.
I think they had both. A little bit of both. A little bit of both. It's so you had to solve that. But then, of course, near the end, some of the most fun things. This one's a little. You don't have to worry about spoilers so much, because if you watch the movie, you kind of know what's going on here. You're gonna have to solve the puzzles on your own. They're a little difficult, not too bad. There's a fighting mechanic. You get to knock out some Nazis in the Zeppelin, as well as learning how to fight early on in the boxing ring. But you do get to choose the cup, right? It's the Carpenter's Cup, right? That's the one you gotta get.
Yeah, you get the Carpenter's Cup. Or because the one guy goes, I know what I'll do. I'll do the fancy one, the one for a king. There's a real lesson in there, by the way. Nice lesson for modern Christianity. I hope some people are listening. Maybe to go for the humble one. And the humble one would have got you through, and the knight would have gone, you have chosen wisely.
Exactly. Instead, you have chosen poorly, which you can do. You can do as Indy, and that is one of the bad endings. And also, it's hilarious. I don't know if you have any video of it, but it's just it's like straight out of Beetlejuice.
So toward the end of the game, which we can get to here, let's see.
Right. Let's see if this individual went through or if they just solved it. So in the movie, dear old dad gets shot, Sean Connery, and that's why you're encouraged to go into the cave. Yeah. So that you can find there's the Zeppelin.
Yeah, there's the Zeppelin. I'm trying to get to the. Is there a show? Is there an episode? Or sorry, let me. He just.
No, I watched all endings. I don't know if this individual I
can't tell. There are multiple endings. You're right, because that guy right there, he should be dead.
He should be dead.
He should have had his hair grow out like an old man and then die. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, there's the knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he must have just got through.
Yeah.
With the thing. Yeah.
Oh man, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the cup. Yeah, you gotta get it. You gotta save it so he can save dear old dad. Yeah.
That's great. There's some of this stuff's pretty impressive for 89.
Oh, the pixel art is just gorgeous. The John Williams music is rare, but it's mitified, so it's got the MIDI, and it's excellent. But the visual feast and getting to play as Indiana Jones is just freaking amazing. It's just, I
mean, because this is a bona fide hero. This isn't like messing around. This is a real dude who everybody wants to be when they grow up. It was the first chance we got to do anything quite like this. There were other things like that arcade game we've talked about before.
Yeah,
for Temple of Doom, I guess it was for.
Right.
Did we cover that game? I'm having this problem lately where I think we've covered everything.
I've got us a new list, and I'm working on it to show what all games because some of our episodes early on were like we were covering like 8 and 10 games in a certain angle, and so we talked about some of them, but we didn't actually.
And sometimes stuff just comes up. Sometimes we just mention them, and then that's enough for me to think we talked about them. So I know that we've discussed or at least touched on the Lost Vikings series. But I was sure we had done the Lost Vikings. And Brian's like, no, we haven't done that. And I'm like, I swear we have. And Blackthorn, 100% sure we did. Nope, we haven't. Don't know why. Don't know why that keeps happening. But anyway, this game's good. How'd you play this, Scum? What'd you do? What'd you fire?
I tried it a couple different ways. I did fire the Scum VM, which is probably one of the best ways and most accessible ways for most people to play it, unless you're buying it on Good Old Games and on Steam. Mm-hmm. Those are both DOSBox, but you can take those files, throw them in your Scum VM. That's a really good way to play it. Also, there's a newer project called Dream, which is DREAMM, and that MM stands for Maniac Mansion. It allows you to go a little bit further because it allows you to adjust the CPU cycles.
Oh,
So DOS bots can be a
Turbo.
little, yeah, you could right. DOS bots can be a little complicated because you have to worry about some stuff configurations there. ScumVM does a pretty good job, but sometimes it can also be a little finicky. But this new project seems to be focused more on accuracy, so that you can, if you need to put in this game and it needs to be like a 286, that with X number amounts of memory, then you can kind of adjust it and tweak it a little bit so that the game runs at the speed you're expecting. So I played it personally. I fired up the Mr. FPGA, which we've talked about in the past. I have a DOS 6.22 version in there, and I set, I believe, to a 286 the first time I played it, and then maybe 386 a little later on because I found the 286 a little lacking with 4 megabytes of memory, and that's how I loaded up from the floppies, man. I went to, is it DOS Games? I forget. There's a one group that I follow on Archive that has been archiving all the floppy disk. I like to do that because then I get to go through the full experience of trying to find the dang manual so that I can figure out what the code is to get into the game.
It's funny. I'm looking at this video. This is about the place I got stuck in VMware and I went and just watched a bunch of it on YouTube after.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the best you can do. If you lock up or you got a weird tech issue and you're like, okay, I don't know how to get past this, I go watch the rest on YouTube. It's fine.
Sometimes you can get, you can get soft locked. I don't think we mentioned that this is we did say Scum, but we assume everybody knows what that means, and it's a point and click adventure. Assume everybody knows that. Basically, instead of typing in text, this is like the next iteration where you have verbs. Typically like a verb panel where you click on a verb and then you click on an object on the in the screen, like a noun or something, and you tell it, talk, and you click on somebody's face and then you do a talk if that's available. And so it's point and click. You don't have to hit your keyboard too much unless you're hitting that F5 for the save, because that's another great thing about Scum saving.
And the next logical step from this was to get rid of this kind of stuff entirely, and it became just the stuff you would click on, the dialogue trees you would initiate, and the areas you would travel. That became what point and click adventures were, and they quit worrying about walk up to, pick up, close, look. They don't do that anymore.
You get to use more of the mouse. We got, we're fast approaching more buttons on the mouse and more ways to do it. And
peak mouse.
And
we were hitting peak mouse.
And you start finding better places to put your inventory and inventory management, and because here we've just got your verb area, and then you got like a inventory thing you have to do, and combinations just seem daunting sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, did I click on that right? Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, it's a little complicated, and that may have been where I got hung up somewhere where I just felt like I couldn't move anymore, almost like it was locked up or something. And none of my recent. I love, by the way, this top-down thing where you're like a little tiny dude. I love this.
Oh yeah, they do a couple of these where it's really cool. You look top down, and a lot of times it does draw the whole screen. I don't know why it does that, but it's kind of like you explore mazes.
Yeah, it's like you only have so much light or whatever. I'm not a big maze fan, and I don't like feeling like I'm just randomly bumping around and then I forgot that I already been here and stuff like that. It's not my favorite way to play games, but it's fine. It's fine.
And this looks like the one you're looking at looks like it's a VGA, because I believe it.
This does look VGA, because the original was EGA, 16 color EGA, and this is way more depth on this video, I think.
Looks good.
Yeah, looks all right. I don't know if this is like fan modded, or if this is, did they ever release a better up-res color version of the game?
For the Amiga CD TV and the FM Towns, I think wasn't necessarily a graphics upgrade. Most of those were like better audio stuff.
Those are definitely VGA. CD TV was maybe that's what this is. This might actually be from that.
And the Amiga looks really good too.
Yeah,
I like the way it looks.
Anyway, it's pretty cool. It was critically acclaimed. People really liked it. Got a 91 at the time in 1990 in Computer and Video Games magazine. I remember that. That was a cool magazine. It's a good time.
That's a way cool magazine.
Said they liked its humor, its puzzles, its solutions, its authenticity, which I assume means adherence to why people like Indiana Jones in the first place. That's good.
Which always has a little touch of humor, a little touch of action. I think they really nailed it here. They stuck with the story, and I'm glad they did. You do get a little bit of reward for kind of thinking a little bit outside the indie box. There's a scoring system that rewards you as IQ is like Indy IQ or something. Indy quotient. That's what it's called. Indy quotient. And you get a score if you go out to the save screen. You'll get a score for your current session, but you'll also get a score for your overall. So every save that you have, I guess it must calculate what you've accomplished, and you get a total score there as well. So, interesting concept that I don't know if anybody really even looked at. I only knew about it because I was digging through the manual.
Well, Matt, name another game, modern or otherwise, where you get to carry around a copy of Mein Kampf in your pocket. Good Lord.
I know. I thought that was great. There's so many weird things you got to pick up but they did a really good job of not. I didn't feel like this was a Sierra game where I'm constantly getting, like soft locked or just never going to make it out of this. This is very handholdy, but not so handholdy. You don't need a hint book, right? I mean, there are hints out there, but you don't necessarily have to have a hint book.
Pretty linear, except for some of the backtracking. But again, that's just part of the genre, so it's fine. I'm not going to complain. Who am I going to complain to?
What are you going to do, Lucas?
Yeah. Am I going to call Ron Gilbert and say, hey, your engine sucks? No.
And this was still Lucas. Your engine sucks, Ron Gilbert.
Yeah. You're only the most impactful engine maker of the entire genre. It sucks.
And if you want to listen to some great interviews, Noah Falstein, I think his name is it? Yeah, Falstein, something like Falstein, I think is what it is. Falstein. He does a whole bunch of interviews, and he actually even plays along. He plays I think it was just the Fate of Atlantis he played along with. I think he played with the interview, and he played the game with him. But
that would make sense.
That was a lot of fun.
Fate of Atlantis is so much more of an audio experience. There's voice and everything's voiced. It's like a totally different. It's a big jump, big leap.
Yeah. Just remember, all this is going on. This is still Lucasfilm Games, and these developers, if I remember my lore correctly in the interviews I've listened to in the past of this time period, these people were at Skywalker Ranch, like in a barn somewhere, right? Developing games, and that's what an amazing environment and properties to work with. Lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, how cool would that be?
Yeah.
If you play the new one, the Circle of Life or whatever it is,
I have not played that. There's isn't there another one coming too or something?
I don't know. People love that. That's well received, that new one. It's a first person thing, more action oriented, obviously. But I would love something that was a little more methodical and, it doesn't all have to be whips and guns. Like, have him do some of this. Have some pointing and some clicking.
Have some pointing. Do what he's really good at, which is, in inspecting things and thinking.
He's the Batman of Catacombs.
He's a professor.
Yeah.
Right. He's the Batman of Catacombs.
You know what I mean?
He's a new detective. Yeah.
He's basically a detective. He's an archaeologist first with an analytical mind, and he's sharp-witted.
That's right.
And it's not, you can have your action moments, but let's have more of those games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I just getting old? Is that why I want that? That might be why I want that.
I don't think so, because I think people love this even when they were still young, right? So, yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Bring it back is what we're saying. And you don't need to make $400 billion on the project. Just make a small game.
No. Make a small millions.
Yeah, you'll still make millions. Right. You don't have to be billions. It could be millions. It'd be fine.
Yeah. Be fine.
It says here, this artist, Steve Purcell. Why is that name familiar to me? I didn't look him up any further than that, but the guy who did lead
Steve Purcell, he's was he also involved? So there was some. They described this one. It's a little harder to find information on this. They described this one and said there was like some rotoscoping. So you remember like Prince of Persia? He had a lot of reference material there in rotoscope, which is where you kind of draw over pictures. I think they used it kind of like rotoscoping, but I think I've just seen him do animation and stuff. I know why. He's the Sam & Max guy.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
That's right.
I knew that name was familiar. There it is. The 1988 issue, comic issue of Sam & Max, which he also did the work for. Yeah, that is like Purcell 101. That's why I know the guy. And he did some stuff at Pixar. He worked at Telltale more recently. What did he do at Pixar? Let's see.
I don't know, but he's got a cool vibe. I love he's wearing these Indy hats and all the pictures.
Oh yeah, dude, he's into it. He's into it big time. Yeah, he seems cool. He's got he retained the rights to all of his characters. I mean, is he why we don't have a Sam & Max?
Hey, Good for you.
Yeah. Oh,
Good for you.
he's he does voice work as well. He's been in. Let's see. First voice work was as one of the tractors or all the tractors in 2006's Cars. He was in Ratatouille, Brave, Coco, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, Turning Red, Lightyear, Elemental, and Inside Out 2 last year.
Dang, my man is busy.
He's
That's
a
what we
busy
know.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and he did the. No. Okay, I don't know if you remember this. Remember the character Ed Grimley that Martin Short used to do?
Yeah. If you don't mind. It's not mine. What is it? It's something like that.
If I must say.
If I must. That's it.
Yeah.
If I must say.
He, I forgot
mind.
they had this very limited thing that barely ran very long. It was an animated cartoon, and it was on like what year was this? Long time ago. Anyway, it was voiced. 88. It was a single season, 13 episodes. It was called The Completely Mental Misadventures of Ed Grimley, and he was like lead dude or did something on there, something lead on there. Yeah,
Nice.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, killing it.
Yeah, although that series wasn't probably very good, but whatever.
Well, you know.
Yeah, but we like to give artists their due, man. Here he is. Look at him. Look at that cool hat.
Yeah, he is Indiana Jones.
That's right. This hat belongs in a museum, Dad. He's saying right there.
This hat belongs in a museum.
Shut up, Dad. Anyway,
Style for miles.
let's move on to the game that really is the spotlight today, and that is Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. And if you have not played this one, you are missing out. It is considered an all-timer by many, not just the olds. I think the olds and the news also like this game. This game came out on the MS-DOS, Amiga, Macintosh, and FM Towns platform. We got to talk about that FM Towns thing sometime.
Yeah, that we need an episode on that.
Weird as hell.
Yeah.
Such a terrible name. Anyway, you can get modern versions of it. This is how I played it on Steam. Good old games.
Yes.
And Scum VM is also an option there if you want to do that.
And Dream, all that good stuff.
Now listen to this. We'll get some actual voices here.
Match my key?
You bet I did. Take a look.
That's supposed to be Indiana Jones talking.
What are you waiting for? Let's open it.
Not that guy.
Why not? It's an obvious fake.
There he is. That's him.
Yeah.
It's an obvious
guy.
fake.
That's Doug Lee, and he doesn't sound like Harrison Ford, but something about his Indy voice that it feels right.
There's an authoritative sound to it that works okay in the video game. You're right. It doesn't sound like him. This isn't like Troy Baker's amazing version of him in that Circle of Life thing, whatever the new one's called.
Right.
Like he really nails the Harrison Ford thing. This feels like it nails the character when Harrison Ford isn't there to do your voice. It's like the character is still right, even though the voice is wrong. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But it works. It's okay.
It's charming. It's one of the big reasons why this is such a great game. It's got great puzzles, great art, fun storytelling. Puzzles are just the right amount of challenging without being too difficult, and it will keep you playing all freaking night long. And just having the talkie version, which came out later, it was not the first version that came out. When you first released, it was like on floppies, and like 6 floppies or something, and then it got a CD release. And when it did, that's when we got our Doug Lee and Tamlin Barra as Sophia, and it really shines at that point.
Yeah, I agree. I like the inventory system better. I like the way that they use the text prompt stuff. I think graphically, it's a major improvement.
Yeah.
And we're talking this is 2 years, 3 years later. So
3 years later,
got a little time to work on things.
They improved the Scum engine. They like you said, the inventory is better. The verbs are a little more streamlined.
Think about the sheer amount of innovation that happened in 3 years on the sound front of things like that. It was crazy how quick that changed.
Yeah.
This is sound card heaven for a lot of us.
Yeah. Because we didn't really have CD-ROMs in 89, not when everybody's machine. And here we are in 92, 93, maybe picked up 93 or so. And I
got mine in 90. I worked at a computer company then, so I think I got it in 92.
Right.
I was in my very young 20s, and I picked up
Did you get a 2X?
a single speed because that's all they had.
Single speed, baby.
Yeah.
It didn't even have 1X on it. It was just like, this is a CD-ROM. Whatever speed it runs is how fast
it goes, which turns out is pretty slow. And it was very expensive. I want to say I paid $500 to put that drive in my 486. It was ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
But worth it. And I got a lot of miles out of that thing. Used it quite a bit and then suddenly things were like, must be 2X or better. Can't play without it. I was like, shit, we're at that stage now. We're going to upgrade every 5 minutes.
Double. Yeah, you got 6 months. You got to double it. You got to double the speed.
But this game was great then. This game is great now. It holds up. Like, you can go through. There are a lot of point and click adventures inspired by this era of point and click adventures that are very good. Right? There's tons of modern indie takes, all this kind of stuff. They all, not one of them feels like they are much better than this.
Right.
Like mechanically, the way things flow, the way the world's interactable, the kinds of puzzles you deal with. This is one of those. It feels like this is almost like it peaked, and we've just been playing like this since then a little bit.
Yeah. You could tell it peaked because they started throwing in new ideas that seem to needlessly overcomplicate if you were a game designer, which are these pathing things you have. So you can choose to either play like a wit path where you decide you want Indy to solve most of the puzzles, aka you, or you can do a team thing where you occasionally reach over and say, Sophia, help me here. Which is one of the ways I like to play. Or you can play, I think, what is it, the hit path or a punch path? Yeah. I think punch path is more fun, but I don't think it's called that. And where you just punch your way through everything, right?
Yeah, it's it's the punchy, it's the let's beat up Nazis and get through this kind of game.
Yeah.
It's nice though.
But
it lets you play at your own style. What kind of game, how do you want to play? It'll let you do it.
Yep. And it'll reward you for that. And it will continue. It's very smart pathing because, like I said, you'll start getting options based on that. So that gives you an opportunity to kind of go, oh, yeah, I went through the wit path. Hey, how about I go through the team path? I personally would probably start with the team path. It's a little easier. You can kind of get a little help there and then maybe go wit path, really kind of smart. And then just for funsies, go back through and punch everything.
Yeah.
I'm punching it, baby.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Yeah.
I think that stuff's great. It is a very, very good game, and I think people would be. There's no reason not to grab this. What is this on Steam? It's like not even $10. It's cheap.
It's like $5.99, I think. You can actually bought the whole indie pack, which comes with the only 2 Scum VM games and 2 more games. I can't remember they were, but it was something $20 or something. But another big seller is people really do talk about how this was the movie that we didn't get, right? Because it explores this story where Sophia and Indy kind of reminisce back to Indy's first adventure in Iceland. And we're following up here with that story. So it's pretty story rich and a lot of fun. And if you just can't get enough Indy, man, you need to go back and watch. I don't know why they haven't made this into the freaking movie.
Yeah.
Because it has got everything I'd want. As a matter of fact, I'd be okay if Harrison Ford didn't come back for this and we just did a little reboot or something. I wouldn't, I'm not that hung up. I know that's probably sacrilege to some. I hear you. Well, I hear you yelling, but we need a younger person to portray, maybe not Shia LaBeouf, but a younger person who could tackle this kind of story. I think it's fun. Matter of fact, the Dark Horse comic, which this is from, the Indiana Jones Fate of Atlantis 4-issue mini.
Is that issue 1, first issue?
This is issue 1. I'm going to go back and buy the rest of them. I wasn't sure. I wanted to get it in first to make sure that I thought it was something fun.
Drew Struzan do the cover of that thing? Or is it someone he just looks like Drew Struzan?
Let's see. Cover art by Dave Dorman.
Okay. He's a pretty good Drew Struzan ripoff. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad. Pretty good.
Yeah.
But this came out before the game, and it completely set the story up for what you were going to be in store for. And I am down with it. I can't get enough of Fate of Atlantis. And people kept telling me all week, you can really tell it's going to be a good week when you just mentioned the name.
Yep.
I was like, we're covering Indiana Jones and Fate of Atlantis. That was my favorite game.
Mm-hmm.
I spent so much time with that. We heard a lot.
Yep.
Of that this past week.
Yeah. It's really good. There's no shortage of fans of this particular title. which I think is great.
Yeah.
By the way, Doug Lee, you know him from many things, but did you know that he's Goken in Street Fighter 4?
Goken. I did not know that.
Did you know that he's, hold on, there's more, that he's a whole bunch of people in all the Dynasty Warrior games. That guy got busy with Dynasty Warriors, like all of them.
Right.
And finally, let me skip ahead here. He is in, where did it go? I lost it. It was a good one. Cowboy Bebop. He plays the character Fad in one episode, which I vaguely remember. But a lot of Mobile Suit Gundam, Battletech we talked about last week.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit.
Fitting right in with what we're doing.
If you want to see him in a live action role, he is somewhere in the Cheech and Chong next movie as somebody.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Ice Dream 2? Is that what it's called? I don't know.
What the hell that's called.
I love that.
Anyway, he's
I will
that's
say
pretty
it-
much all he did. Once he quit doing, so he kind of stopped doing movies
Voice work?
and then ended up doing a bunch of voice work after that, and that's all he's done since. That's all he's done. He did it. He worked in another Indiana Jones project for the video game The Infernal Machine in 1999. Played Murdoch. He did not play Indiana. Oh no, he did play Indiana Jones. I take it back.
I think that's one of the ones in the collection set too. Yeah.
Wild. Okay, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then just busy, and then suddenly not doing anything. I don't know if he died or if he's just retired. He might be. Maybe it's both.
Yeah, maybe. Why not?
Well,
both?
one's kind of automatic. You know, if you die, you're retired. That's how.
Yeah,
it
you
works.
definitely you're seriously retired at that point.
Yeah.
Now, I love this. I love Sophia Hapgood. It's a character that they did this for this. She's such a great foil to Indiana. She's because they're not really love interests, but they've got this smoldering anger going on underneath.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of opportunity for sarcasm. She's currently a psychic trying to make her way. She was originally, I guess, like an archaeologist and was more in line with what Indy was doing. But you know how he is. He's like, it belongs in the museum.
Yeah.
He's kind of he's a one note kind of character, right?
Yeah.
But man, just traveling. There's a lot of traveling in this one where you like hop on a plane and you'll get one piece of the information about the fate of Atlantis, and then you'll need to travel to the next place to get more information. And I just couldn't stop playing. I think it's because all so compartmentalized. It feels like, oh, that felt satisfying, and didn't feel like it took me too long to finish that one puzzle. It's always rewarding.
Would you like to hear some of the intentionally placed Easter eggs from the films that are in this game?
Oh, there's Easter eggs?
There are. So here's a couple of them. These are references really that are in them. So every Indiana Jones movie up to that point, we're in there. We're represented somewhere in this game. And we're talking the first three movies because the fourth had not come out till 2008. So that doesn't count.
Right.
So here are the references in this movie at the time of its creation. Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981. At the on the shelf in Indy's office is a cartouche from the Well of Souls. So the Well of Souls is repped there. At the Algerian dig site, there's also a depiction of the Ark of the Covenant on one of the walls.
I missed that.
Indy remarks as you walk past or click it or something, he says, "I've seen that before." And there's also a giant boulder trap in the labyrinth on Crete. So there's another reference there.
Interesting. Now, there's also a Star Wars reference. There's a big old Greedo sitting in Marcus's office. You get to talk to Marcus, by the way. If you've ever watched any of the Indiana Jones games, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Marcus is great.
But early on in it, there's a Nazi that's trying to get your goodies. So the Nazis are after some technology, right? And they got and it's in Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
And so they got some technology they're trying to steal. What? The Nazis are doing that again?
Douchebags. Douchebags.
Yeah. And there's only one person who can save the world. His name is Indiana Jones.
Yeah, the Indy 500. So in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, there's another reference on the shelf in Indy's office in the Barrett College. There is the Thuggy doll or Thugy doll. I'm not sure how you say
Thugy.
that, but the doll, the idol. You throw thing, but
throw me the idol, I'll throw you the whip.
Well, different idol, but yeah, Temple. There's a Temple of Doom one. I forgot what that thing was.
Oh, the Temple of Doom one. Oh, I thought that was stones.
Those are the Shankara stones are a separate thing. I wonder why those didn't show up. That should have been in there.
Right.
That's dumb. Indiana Jones Last Crusade, the reference in here is in one of the Atlantean chambers. There is a stone cup to which Indy remarks that it is definitely not the cup of a carpenter, a reference to the Holy Grail.
There you go.
So there you go. There's also an X marks the spot on Crete, which is kind of like they do with the the plane shots,
Yeah.
and it's like, here's
Yeah.
next. That's
Yeah.
where they're going. I love that stuff. So good.
I do too. Yeah.
Well done there. Trivia.
So yeah,
go ahead.
Really well paced, and I love the sound. We also, luckily with a lot of these, they end up giving us the MT32 Roland audio as well, and you can access that, especially if you're emulating it in just the right way. Maybe not going to have that experience. I don't know. Do they have that experience in the Steam or the good old game version? I don't remember. Lots of times there's command line switches that you can type in. Anyway, it's the rich, robust MIDI sound.
Sure.
As the developers would have heard it, brought home to you by your wonderful 1992-93 home equipment.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that you took to Starbucks.
That's right. That pre-show or main show? I don't remember now.
No, I think that was the top of the show. We had like 3 pre-shows today. It was great.
It's a shame because you guys missed out. You missed out on some really hot talk there. We had some good stuff going on.
Hot talk.
Hot talk.
Hot talk.
That's what we call it. It's our new segment, Hot Talk. Hope you enjoyed it. All right. Well, that's the game. It's pretty awesome. Now, talk about these action things because this is news to me. Okay.
So let's really mention real quick the second one, the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the action game. I actually have it listed second, but it came out at the same time. So the idea was the point-and-click adventures. The one you're playing right now is the Fate of Atlantis.
This Fate of Atlantis is the action game. What's the other one?
Yeah,
Last Crusade.
The Last Crusade.
All right, I'll pull it up.
I put them. I unfortunately put them in reverse order. I apologize.
No,
That
you're
was
all
my
good.
bad.
Keep talking.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
figure this
So
out.
this one was just a platformer. It's almost not even worth mentioning. So if you didn't have
I don't
a
remember
sexy
this at all.
Yeah, me either. I didn't know anything about this, but you may have had one if you had some console. US Gold was pushing these things out, and it was just basically a side-scrolling platformer set in the Indiana Jones universe. And I don't even know how much it even takes from the movie. As a matter of fact, it says Indiana Jones on the screen. I think they were just capitalizing on the name.
What was that guy shooting at? He's running the other way,
no.
shooting at
He's-
nobody. It's stupid.
Is it Young Indiana? I don't know if it's
This is Boy Scout. This is Boy Scout.
It looks like it's a
Indiana.
Boy Scout, even though they got Harrison Ford's mug down there in the corner. Let's just say U.S. Gold was pumping some U.S. crap at that time. So they also did. So we should hop back to the one we really want to talk about,
Yeah,
which
let's
is
talk about that.
it's actually an interesting game. If you've already played the Fate of Atlantis, you might have gotten confused and seen the Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, the action game. So you had the graphic adventure, and then there was the action game.
Yeah.
Also U.S. Gold and developed by Attention to Detail, would around your MS-DOS, your Amiga, and your Atari ST. And it was like an isometric top-down type of game. And there was more focus on the action. You and Sophia, which you would switch back and forth to finish each of the level puzzles. Kind of a short game. You have to have someone you need to speak to in each area or some kind of goal to accomplish. And in the meantime, you just walk around and you're constantly running into patrolling your inventory, which is going to be your fist sometimes for Indy, or a whip. Sophia's got some nice platform shoes she can kick somebody in the nuts with. It's kind of fun. It's dumb, but it's kind of fun.
All right. You think that's worth playing this bit? Like,
I think it's worth experiencing. I don't even think you have to even finish the game. I think you should just experience it, because you can say, whenever somebody asks you, did you ever play Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, you can say, which one? And then they'll look at you like you're a dumbass. And then you go, oh, it was 2. You didn't know? So I think at least at that point, it's a nice conversation thing.
Really
it's okay.
it could benefit from some actual scrolling from screen to screen. That would help.
Yeah, it's just, you just go screen to screen. It's almost like a Doom level of screen real estate for the graphic part of it, and the rest of it's surrounded by a HUD. You got your compass, which comes in handy because you rotate around with your keyboard. You can rotate from from 4 different positions, which is good because sometimes you can't see what's going on behind something. And then it's got a timer too for certain time-based puzzles that have to be done. You've also got a health meter. So if you run into too many bad guys, that can be a problem. The inventory is kind of.
She has a foot.
She has a foot. She has a foot. I told you that's her kicking foot. And so You gotta have that queued up.
I didn't know what you
can't
meant
kick.
when you said a kicking foot. Now that I've seen it, that is really stupid. That's so
There's a little
dumb.
icon in the cycle inventory that pops up, and she can kick guys in the nuts, and they
Yeah.
go down, and then you can steal their money. It's great.
Well, it is great. I mean,
It's not great.
No, it's great.
It's stupid.
It's great.
But it's. I didn't know anything about this, and apparently not other people did either. So, yeah. So
I
look
don't
for
know why
the
that's
action
so funny.
game.
I don't know why it's so funny that your inventory has got all these actionable items. It's like, oh, here's a rock, here's a gun, here's a whip,
yeah.
here's a whatever.
Here's a gun,
here's
here's a whip.
Here's a knife, and then right next to that is what looks like a severed foot and a high heel.
Yeah, because she's the lady. She's the lady. Also, there's some interesting strategy too you got to employ, because you can switch between the two characters, and you can tell the other character to stop or go. So the AI will take over and drive that character in certain instances. And so, yeah, it's a short, interesting footnote to Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, which is a great game, all-time classic. And
Yeah.
been overshadowed completely by this
Weird one-off.
this weird
I get what they were trying to do, and later this would be in the form of different genres take on, like you get a different kind of Batman game for each platform. All that stuff makes sense to me. But I do have one question for you. This is a visual question. The audience at home listening only will not be able to see this. I'll try to describe it. But the art on this action game shows him swinging with the girl by a submarine.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. I made
you
mention of this.
Can you explain to me the physics of what's going on with his legs?
So the physics is weird. First of all, he's swinging in front of a submarine. Are they in the water?
Well,
are they swinging?
That makes no sense at all.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all. The graphics are so in this one, I actually like the mechanics.
Is that a
I didn't know what was
bag?
going on.
Is that his bag in front?
So that's the bag carrying some of the Atlantis stuff. Boy, she's got some serious calves, man. Why don't she? They should show those
She's
calves.
not skipping leg day at all.
No, they need to show those. Yeah, for when you're kicking people. But yeah, so it's interesting because at the very beginning of this game, there's a bunch of nice little comic kind of steals that kind of get you through the story that you learn over like the first 30 minutes in the other game. So it just kind of, here's what we're doing. Now we're getting to the action.
Yeah.
We're at a casino, and time for you to do the things.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know these existed, so I'm excited about them in that way, just as a discovery thing. But nothing here makes me want to play it.
I would skip the Indiana Jones and Last Crusade, the action game. You could maybe watch about 5 minutes of video on the freaking YouTube, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe go play the other one. It's worth at least emulate. I don't know if you can buy it anywhere though. It came in a pack.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing things, I was like, what is the, I know where it was. It was in my Amiga AGS pack.
Oh.
Because I saw two of them. I was like, oh, I got two choices here. What does that mean? What is the AG thing? What is that?
Yeah.
And I started it up, and I was like, this is not right.
No.
This is not the game
No.
that I'm here to play.
No. This is not the game I'm here to even know lives or exists in this world.
No.
Well, that's fantastic. I'll tell you what's more fun. Me and you playing our own game that we made up ourselves. I can promise you that that's a good time. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to play a game called Guess My Game.
Destroy it.
This is a game where we take an old platform, or it doesn't have to be old, it can be any platform, and a year, and then we play some audio and try to see if each other can guess which game of the four choices is the correct one.
It's like we're guessing our game.
Yeah, we're like guessing a game based on audio cues. Yeah.
Oh,
you got that.
Playing
You got
it all
right.
wrong.
Oh, yeah, no. What have you been doing this whole time? Jeez. I forgot to. Where did I put all that? Oh, shit.
While you're doing that, I will mention that there is a Fate of Atlantis special edition out there. It is a fan remake with some modern-looking visual graphics and audio. That may be something into you. So just look for the Fate of Atlantis special edition, and it is a fan remake. Modern OS is supported.
All right. I have to do something that's very dumb real quick.
Okay. You can't remember what game is which, because that's what I had to do.
No, I forgot to put the audio in. It's not that I forgot. I deleted it by accident. So I'm going to play mine raw right off of the source that I have.
Oh, give it to me raw.
Yeah. So you're going to get this raw. Let me see if I can. Don't play that.
I like it
Okay.
raw.
Here we go, Brian. Your turn to guess. Here we go. Whoops. Is it playing? It is. Okay. It's taking a second. Sorry. This is not how I usually do things.
Yeah, it's exactly how you do things.
All right, here we go.
Why you lying? I love this music.
It's pretty cool, right?
That's slapping.
Okay, I forgot to tell you platform and year. You ready for that?
I don't even need it. I know what this is. No, I'm just kidding.
It's from the Amiga.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of Amiga, 1991. And here are your potential options. Let's get out of there. Your options are... Oh, shit. I really screwed this up. A... where is this? A, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. B, The Wolfman Comes at Night. C, Universal Monsters, Dracula's Dark Plan. Or D, The Curse of the Mummy. Again, those options are Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, The Wolfman Comes at Night, Universal Monsters, Dracula's Dark Plan, or The Curse of the Mummy. What do you think it is?
The Wolfman comes at night. The Wolfman comes at night.
He really does.
Listen
to that. Yeah. Anyway.
Right. Okay, so is it A, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, B, The Wolfman Comes at Night, Universal Monsters, Dracula Dark Plan, which is an amazing title. I can't believe that's a real game.
You hear
Is that Elvira? D, Curse of the Mummy. That doesn't sound like Tom Cruise.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe it does a little bit.
Well, it's Amiga, so it wouldn't be Tom Cruise, but yeah.
That's true. Amiga. Oh my God. I don't know. I know what I want it to be.
Yeah.
I want it to be Elvira because I have been going down a rabbit hole of these of her movies and stuff, Elvira, and I'm hoping to do something with the film set. So I'm going to say A, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, just because it makes me happy. Even though you're probably going to say Universal Monsters.
Well, you never know. Let's find out. Is it? You are correct. It is.
All right.
It's Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And the reason that I was being all loud at the beginning is because I didn't want to have you hear this dialogue, but I'm going to have you hear it now. This is her talking here. So let's give her a little time here. Oh, she just, okay. This is what she...
Oh, what is she doing?
I thought she had words to say. Doesn't she say stuff? Hold on.
I've seen this.
Anyway,
I've watched that girl Joey on Twitch play this on Amiga Mondays. I've seen this before.
He's seen this. You've seen this played up close.
Yeah.
Was it
super close? I was like zooming in.
Was it like this close? That close? No, not that big.
No.
Okay.
For those at home listening, Scott has zoomed in on Elvira's bosom, her ample bosom.
Yeah, it's like I'm working at the FBI office on some TV show, and they're like zoom and enhance, and so I did. Okay.
Yeah.
We found the crime scene.
Well, that's great. I'm glad. Are we on the same page, perhaps? Because I've been looking at that and going back. Remember we watched Plan 9 from Outer Space, and they had what's her face? That why can't I remember her name? I just watched a little documentary on her too. The original Queen of Horror. That Elvira is kind of a shoot off of. I got all down this rabbit hole because I watched P.B. Herman as itself, and he was apparently started was the Foundlings? Is that right?
Groundlings.
The Groundlings.
Yeah.
And Elvira was there. Her name's not Elvira though.
No, it's like Frances Bean or some name.
You nailed it.
What is it? Can't remember.
No, it's Frances Bean. We're sticking with it. We're not gonna.
It's not it.
We're not gonna correct it.
It's not
Good
it.
luck, Frances Bean.
Yeah, good luck in your career, Frances Bean. It's not her name. Anyway, these others I made up. Wolfman Comes at Night, Universal Monsters, Dracula's Dark Plan, and The Curse of the Mummy. All bullshit. Made those up.
Maybe you should get another job.
Making up names. I know.
Make up name. I think you just make up a name and then somebody can build a game around it.
That's what I'm saying. You could do Mr. Elvis and his Mystery Time on Mars. That's a game. I'd play.
What am I doing up here?
What am I doing on Mars?
Why am I?
Oh, I'm all shook up.
Oh no! Do they have fried banana sandwiches here?
Is there a toilet I can die on? Oh, too soon.
Too soon.
All right, Brian. Well, you get points for that. Let me see how I do with yours. What are my year? What are my platform here? Before.
All right. We got the SNES from 1994.
All right. Excellent.
It's a SNES, and it'll sound like a SNES too.
All right. Let's see if I can get it where it needs to be. And now I will play it. Here we go. Definitely a SNES game. All right, give me my options.
Is the answer A, Illusion of Gaia, B, Demon's Crest, C, Dragon View, or D, Blackthorn? I am not good like Scott. I had to pick real games from the SNES from 1994. I'm not good at making up stuff like that.
I'm getting... Oh, I played Illusion of Gaia. This is not that. I don't think.
This is not that.
Demon's Crest, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to skip that for now. Dragon View?
Dragon View?
Blackthorn. I played Blackthorn. That didn't sound right. Although you brought up Blackthorn in a conversation the other day. Was it on your mind?
Oh, he's trying to get. Oh, Scott's trying to get in my mind. Like he's like Professor X, and I'm like Magneto. I'm like, no, you can't. You can't see in here. It's made out of Nazis.
Yeah, Nazi hair. All right, I guess this is still playing. What does that sound? Oh, it is still playing. Is it?
I can't hear it. Make it play on your side.
Yeah, I'm hearing something. Hold on.
No, not me.
Do you hear that?
I hear it now.
Okay. All right, I don't know. I think I'm going to say Demon's Crest. I don't know.
Demon's Crest. Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. That's right. It's Demon's Crest.
Is it really? Total guess. Complete guess. I don't know.
Bling,
What is Demon's Crest? I don't even know what that is.
It's kind of like it's Super Ghouls and Ghosts, right? Is that that's what it's like? No, it's kind of like this. It's like one of those side-scrolling punch things. Some platforming.
Oh, you know what? I have this on one of my Embernicks, and I wanted to try it, and I never did. I have the ROM.
Yeah.
People love this. This is like a beloved thing, like a cult classic deal, right?
Yeah.
Kind of
way cool. It's got demons in it.
It's got Castlevania shit in there, kind of a little bit of that going on. Little demon
overworld, weird overworld stuff that I always dig.
Yeah,
kind of caught my eye first time I saw it.
Look at that guy. Look at him doing his thing. What is that sound? Do you not hear that? I swear it's coming out of your mic. Yeah, like a tick, 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 tick. Chat, you guys hear that?
You hear it now?
I've not. Yeah. Right, well, not right now. I have all of that. I have everything turned off here, so I don't know what it would be.
Now I did this earlier.
Oh, that's it. What is that?
Just a box. Happen to have a box in my lap. I didn't realize I was doing it that often. Was I doing it that often?
What's that? Oh, that's just me smacking a box. That's exactly what it is.
That's hilarious. What you were describing, it was like music. I'm like, no, I remember tapping something. I was like, oh, maybe here's something tapping. I'm like, no, he said it sounds like music. That's not music.
No, it's definitely, it was definitely it. That's so funny. All right.
That is hilarious.
That
yeah.
Made me laugh. Welcome. Okay. We both got points today.
Let me put this box down in my lap so I'll stop tapping it.
Maybe you don't want that in there anymore.
Box.
I want to welcome something to Retro. Congratulations goes out to Battlefield 2. Okay. Now we're a couple of days early, but on June 21st of this year, it will be a 20-year anniversary for Battlefield 2. 2005 was when this game came out. It is a massive leap forward compared to the first game and is genre-defining to this game. Co-op, PvP shooters in large battlefields with not just a bunch of, guns and hardware, but also vehicles and planes and all that stuff. Nobody did it better than them back then. And to this day, 2 is in my freaking blood. It's such a great game.
It is one of my all-time favorite games. I put in so much time in Battlefield 2. And I ordered Battlefield 2 not that long ago for the Xbox original, I believe. And I think I also got the 360 version too. That was a thing that could happen.
That was a thing that could happen. It was late, but it could happen.
Yeah.
BF3, not my favorite. 2, amazing.
No.
What was Battlefield 1943? Was that just the first game? Is that what they called it? Hold on. Battlefield Games.
I think so.
Let me just see if I can figure this out.
I'm still thinking about how you heard that box. I have boxes in my lap. Oh, we're recording on that new thing, the StreamYard. I wonder if my old thing blocked all that, my fiddling out. Oh, this one
no, you're fiddling. What are you going to do now? You don't have any. I get no other background sound from you but that. That was it.
Oh, interesting. I'm going to have to stop fiddling.
But I didn't hear your Neo Geo very well either, so I don't know.
I know.
I think it's picky about what it likes or doesn't like. All right. The original Battlefield was indeed called Battlefield 1942.
Sounds right.
2002. Yeah. And then, let's see. List of Battlefield video games. Here we go. Oh, they also made The Road to Rome. That was an expansion, I think. Secret Weapons World War II expansion. Battlefield Vietnam. That's what it was. Battlefield 2. And then that was, oh my gosh, Battlefield 2 was so good. And then Battlefield 3.
Yeah, that was a good one.
No, okay, there were two others before that. I didn't realize this. Battlefield 2 Modern Combat and Battlefield 2142.
Oh,
that was not well received.
Oh, yeah.
People didn't love that game. It wasn't great.
Yeah, I think I remember that now.
Battlefield Bad Company was great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think 3 may have been the weird year one that I just lost. Where'd it go? 2142. I think that was technically third mainline game, and it did not do very well.
Those not watching, Scott's quoting.
See me quote air quotes.
Air quotes.
Oh, I take it back. Battlefield 3 came out in 2011. Never mind.
Oh.
But in there was Bad Company and Bad Company 2. Those are amazing games.
Well,
anyway.
I love Bad Company.
Yeah. And their new game that's coming soon looks real good. Let's see if we can find it here. It's called Battlefield. Oh, they're doing a Battlefield 2042. Oh, no, that was already out, 2021. I don't know where the new one is. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway.
I see what I did. Oh, I ordered, not to get sidetracked and back to what you were talking about. I mean, Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. I ordered that one for the PS2, and then I ordered Battlefield Bad Company 2. I thought that was something. I thought that was Modern Combat, so that's the reason why.
Okay. Well, it's easy to get confused. They got a little crazy with those, you know. But BF2, the hours I would waste playing that game. Oh my gosh, with my friends. But that's a good waste of your time is with friends, right?
Yeah.
Like this right here. We're wasting our time together. It's a good time.
Oh, just wasting away.
Not really wasted, I guess.
No, not now.
Not now, not ever. All right, we got some listener feedback. Here it comes. Get ready.
Welcome.
Gonna hit you right in the face. We have a couple of phone calls this week. We decided to stick to just the voicemails, and these came to us at voicecast.app/playretro. We're going to start with Maximus Ordinarius.
Oh.
Love that name. He says this.
Hey, Scott and Brian of the Play Retro Show fame. You guys are doing the Lord's work with your podcasting. I think if there's a God up there, I think he should be doing what you're doing.
Oh, man, I love that. I love that.
Love it. That's some high praise.
That's some high praise.
High praise. Hallelujah.
Oh. No, you know, I got music for that. Hold on. I could do this right here. Whoops. I mean, it's Halo, but still, whatever.
Yeah, still.
Works in a pinch. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Here's a call from Orthos, and he has this to say.
Hey, Scott and Brian. Calling in Seattle, Orthos in chat. Calling in for the Play Retro Show, talking about Mech Warrior. I had no idea that Mech Warrior was originally part of a TTRPG. That just kind of blows my mind. If y'all are into TTRPGs and mechs, I just got to go ahead and recommend one that came out, it's got to be like 4 years ago or something like that. It's called Lancer. It's created by Tom Bloom, also known as Abaddon. It's awesome. There's all kinds of factions. There's great lore. There's awesome mechs with crazy abilities. It's like D&D, but for mechs. You customize both your pilot and the mech that you're piloting. It is absolutely amazing, and I know y'all, artists, art background, all that stuff. Man, the art on this, 10 out of 10, no notes. This thing eats and leaves absolutely no crumbs. If you love the art for this, you should check out the creator's webcomic. It's called Kill 6 Billion Demons. Also, every panel in that, masterpiece, just visually stunning art design, philosophy, everything. Just highly recommend. Check out Lancer. Check out Kill 6 Billion Demons. Thanks again for the show. Cheers.
I kind of want to play that.
I do too. And I got so you need to go to, let's see, this is massivepress.com. That's MASS, like mass, ifpress.com.
Yeah.
IF Press, yeah.
Yeah. Go look at that. I'm trying to find some
Yeah.
art because I wanted to show that off.
That's why it's all on there. If you go to massivepress.com,
Let's do it.
It is gorgeous. Got a Lancer lore artwork.
Let's take a look-see here. It's taking forever to load. Oh,
Go to the right place.
Nope. I got to a place called...
I just posted the URL.
Well, I'll go there, but
Discord server.
Just so you know, I went to massivepress.com, exactly the way it's spelled, and I got a casino site. So I don't think that's the one.
Mass
see.
IF Press.
Oh, IF. You even made a point of that.
Massive. Yeah.
I'm such an idiot. Okay, there it is.
No, you're not.
Oh, look at these.
Look at this stuff.
Oh, shit, dude. I love this so much.
I like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm eating this for breakfast.
Bring me more.
This is beautiful. I love this art. Holy schmoopy. Okay,
Smoopy.
now you're ringing my bell, dude.
If you're into big giant mechs and cool artwork, guess what?
Some trippy
Got it for
shiz.
you.
I need to see that comic now. I'm going to go look that up.
Yep.
All right. Very, very cool. Thank you for the recommendation,
Orthos.
Orthos. We appreciate it. That brings us to the end of things, really. But an important note to everybody at home. Our next discussion and or game. Just kidding. Our next game is going to be the Lost Vikings duology, SNES, PS1, and GBA. The legacy of this Blizzard classic. Set of classics, technically. They're both very similar games. Like, they feel like they were made back-to-back, because they kind of were.
Yeah.
I have some interesting insight on that series that I have to ask first before I can say it. So I will do that. But if I can't, I just won't say anything. I guess I could have not said that even then. I could have just...
Why it wouldn't be a Johnson if,
I don't know
if
why
you
I
didn't do that.
I don't know why I do that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in real time here. We don't edit, folks. But next week we'll talk about the Lost Vikings and their impact on puzzle-based side-scrolly fun. They're great. They hold up today. They're super fun to just play now, like right now.
And it dropped the arcade collection for the Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass. The Blizzard Arcade Collection has both the Vikings and Blackthorn in it, I believe.
All their rock and roll racing.
And that rock and roll racing,
What else? There's something else. Anyway, all the old classics. I can't think.
I think it just has the first one. I think it just has the Lost Viking, the first one.
It doesn't have the second one? I thought it had the second one, no?
I don't think so.
I thought it did.
I don't think so.
Okay. Did they put that horrible Superman game in there?
I sure hope so.
I don't remember what's all in that pack, but yeah, that's on Game Pass now, which is nice. About time, Microsoft. How long ago did you buy Blizzard? Yeah. How long did it take you to put this easy effing shit up on Game Pass, you lazy butthole?
Come on!
Anyway, that's going to do it for today's show. I want to thank some patrons for being awesome. Oh, guess what Scott forgot to do? I'm really
forgot to put in audio clips of Elvira.
You know how I told you yesterday how I was totally prepared for everything? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think you dropped a message and said, "Hey, show notes completely done. I could not be more ready." I think it was the exact quote.
Yeah, I did say that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go help my mom. I'm going to come back. Everything's going to be great. No, Scott forgot stuff. So I will say these following things. David Southard, Matthew Hackney, Do D Pie, all members of this great community.
Nice.
If you want to be like any of those three names and get no commercials ever, and what else do you get? You get pre-show content every week. Content.
Yeah, content. You'll never be incontinent again.
You'll get Harry
without continent.
Harry Connick Jr. every week. Just kidding. You'll get all of that and other cool things only by signing up today at patreon.com/playretro. That is going to do it for us. Brian, is there anything else you'd like to add before we go?
Yeah.
You tippy tappy box. That's fantastic. What a great way to end it. That's it, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time on Play Retro.
Frog in Pants. If you're looking for something froggy smooth, find more at frogpants.com.
You don't look at all well, Dr. Cho.